So around about in our apiaries, just collecting up the last supers and getting things organised. And Chris from Canada, who was over this time last year, has come over to help me, more for him. We've been working away, getting treatments out, checking hives for feed levels and feeding where necessary. Some hives have needed quite a bit in some apiaries and some have needed none at all. So it's all good news, all completely normal, and everything is great. I've also done a few things to show you that I've been doing last week. I'll add them into this video, but I'm off on holiday next week for a couple of weeks to Hawaii, where I'm hoping to do some amazing beekeeping. So have a good time and enjoy the video. Bye for now.
Who is this guy?
So this is a very, very small colony that was in a finisher. It became queenless and I had a spare queen, so they accepted her. Well, she's under a pushing cage, so I'm hoping now she's going to be accepted. You can see these are quite nasty runny bees, but the queen they've got is a beautiful buckfast queen. So I'm using a lot of smoke, but she is down here in the cage and I'm hoping that she's alive, because she was late going from the cage into the pushing cage. But she had a lot of nice, we have to find her first, she's not on that frame. There's some good brood and some good nurse bees in here. Very, very late in the year. We're now the 5th, 6th, 7th of October, is it? So, but there's bees and brood here. Where's she gone? She's on the other frame, I think. There she is. Pretty sure she's down there. There she is. And there's a lovely load of nurse bees underneath there, look. So can we see her there? That bee's dead because, oh, that bee's alive. So they've been trying to bite and sting her, but there she is, she's alive. Let's get in the light better. There we are. You can see in the light better. So she's under the cage. Look how many bees have hatched out. Where's the queen gone? These are light on the frame, they're not biting her. So there she is, look, see the green spinning in the sunlight there. There she is. What I need to see though is, has she laid underneath the cage? So I'm going to lift this off carefully. But I imagine it's fine because it's day 6 now, I think. See if there's eggs under the cells. So look in the light. Yes, there is. Every single one has an egg on that. I don't know if you can see that. I'll try tilting it for you. Be careful because she's on that frame and she's going to fall off if I'm not careful. She's just gone around the bottom. But she's been accepted. She's just round the other side. And can you see her that side? She's probably... There she is. I can see her. There she is. She's just happy. The bees are ignoring her. And now this colony is fine. It's still got brood. But she's been accepted. Look how big her abdomen is also increased. So she's laying as we've just seen. Let's get her back in the box. Job done. There she goes. You always got to be careful, you know, where the queen is before you put her back in the box, because you don't want her to get damaged. So she's fine. And she goes. So I'm going to put that back together. Smoke this a bit to get these bees out of the way. So they're all runny and horrible because of a dark swarm. A dark colony of bees. Thank you. Put this back on. Put the top box on and give it a feed. Give them something to get into because that queen is going to be laying like mad to try and catch up. She won't produce much, but it's still worth getting some feed on there for the... I will probably take this top box off in a few weeks and just leave them with the bottom box and a whole box full of reserves. So that's great. There we go, she's been accepted. So I'm here doing my final round of treatments and putting in feed and extra frames of feed whenever I need to, but I'm just checking this hive. This was my cell builder. So it was a cell builder and it was above this colony when I built it. But obviously I left it, that's where the queen is now from this colony originally. This was the 10 frames of brood I added.
And in mid-August, I harvested the last queens, as you saw, and they were really fantastic queens, really chuffed. Because the one next door was the one that gave me problems, and I now know why. I'm pretty sure it's got an illness, but I can't find out why. It's nothing sinister, but I don't know why. But anyway, so now I'm left with this colony. I left one queen cell in there, so I'm going to investigate what happened. I put it between the brood. The bees are generally calm. There's a lot of robbing going on, so what I'm seeing now is a few bees flying around trying to rob and stuff. So I'm not particularly worried about that. I'm going to see what's going on, because I think these have accepted that queen. She's gone off and mated, and she's come back and started laying. So let's have a look. It was just interesting to see what you can do with a cell builder that's finished making cells at the end of the season, because it's packed full of bees and brood. Well, packed full of bees and hatch brood, I should say, but it's also packed full of food, because this one had pollen sub as well, and it's all gone. So let's have a look. So there's that cell, and look at this. It looks like the cell was actually torn down from each side. So I don't think this cell ever hatched. You can see the end still intact. So I'm guessing there was a virgin got in here, and I'll see what I've got. There may just be a load of queenless bees. I've got a spare queen at the moment, and I can give that to them after. But let's see what we find in here. I'm going to have a look again, and when I do, I'll get back to you. So here's our queen that has been made. And looking in the cells, I don't know if you can see, we've got a lot of lovely white larvae. I don't know if you can see that, lovely grubs. Just see them there, look, it's absolutely full of larvae, so that's great. This colony is still going to struggle, but it's got a lot of resources. So I'm going to keep an eye on it very closely. There's the queen again. I'll get her marked as well. But overall, this colony now is queen right, so it's one less I've got to worry about, and one spare queen I've still got to do something else with. So isn't that interesting how they definitely did eat through that side of that queen, because there must have been a virgin running around, or basically the queen didn't hatch, and what I think was one of my cells might have fallen down at the last minute or the last round, and I didn't see it, and it was probably in the bottom here somewhere or something like that. That's what happens with cell builders. But anyway, there you go. Just proves that it can sometimes be like that. So that's a cell builder that was finished with and left alone. I did put a cell in, but obviously didn't work. So we've just come back to this apiary that we haven't been into for a while to remove the treatments that seem to have done their job, because the apiary is absolutely booming. We're really pleased. We've got a fantastic nectar flow on now from the ivy, and it's sunny and partially cloudy, but overall the bees are flying really well and the nectar is just pouring in. So we're just checking the feed levels in all the hives, and now we're just going to fill up these traps for Asian hornets, because this time of year there is the emergence of the founding queens for next year. So while the ivy is in flower and while it's still warm, there's a lot of activity going on. So the Asian hornet queens are hungry and they want food and they're looking for sugars, and it's the smell of the wine and the beer and the blackcurrant in this, which I mix up and put in the trap. So all I'm putting in is about 20 or 30 mil in each trap. Give it a good shake around, mix it all up. And the thing with this is it won't go off too quickly this time of year because it's not quite so hot. And there's a good chance that we will catch a lot of hornets during a 1 or 2 week period. We've only got a couple of weeks left before it gets cool. So we'll put this in now, and I also put a little splash on top just to send that smell around. The downside of having hornet traps obviously in an apiary all the time is you will catch other insects. So between really the end of June, when we stop catching the spring founding queens, we generally stop catching because it's a waste of time. But it's a good time to catch them before they go permanently to their nests and then the other workers take over from the queens. But now the queens are finished, the colonies are dying, they're producing the overwintering queens for next season, which is next year, and these queens are looking to hibernate, and they find this, they fall in and they drown. You get some bycatch, but if you work out the amount of insects you are saving from being eaten by a future hornet nest from next year, the bycatch becomes negligible in relation to what good you do by trapping Asian hornets. Don't forget, the Asian hornets don't just eat bees, they eat all other insects, and they decrease a whole area with the amount of insects in the area when you get a full-grown nest the following year. And also a full-grown nest in a tree that's out there is impossible to get rid of. You basically got it, unless you do individual poisoning, which does work, but I'm not here to talk about that now. Just showing you, I'm resetting my hornet traps
We are now the end of the first week of October, and these will work for about 2 or 3 weeks. That is it, but you can catch a lot of adult queens for next year over that small amount of time. It's well worth doing. Just once, and then I'll empty these out in November, finished, and then everything will, that's all we can do till the following spring. Easy. So we're just going through these colonies and removing winter treatments or the autumn treatments, which is all great. The response seems good. What I wanted to show you here is that if you look at this frame we've got, every single cell that hasn't got a larvae in, they're backfilling with nectar, which is a sign of kind of two things. One, that there's a flow on, and the second thing that obviously they're preparing for winter. And they've got a good banana of honey forming here. It's not as much as I'd like. When that's empty, they'll have filled that up. But both sides are pretty good. Apart from the larvae in here, it's just nectar and stores and pollen. So overall, I'm fairly happy that we're nearly done. If you look, we've been loading up the truck with the supers that were brought back as well, that have been on top of the hives. It's all a bit of a one-stop shop at the moment to get everything done and finished. Other than that, catch you again soon, and I'll probably do another video in November time. Take care, and bye for now.